Hey, this is foam rolling. This is something that we're always asking people to do because it's really good recovery work. Interestingly enough, I think a lot of people actually kind of do the opposite. They go too hard on these devices and hurt their muscles quite commonly. So we're going to have a look at really useful stuff. A couple of things we're doing here. We're lengthening the muscle, but we're also doing something called inhibition. So what that means is that the muscles all have organ in them called a muscle spindle. And what that does is it controls the length, shortens the muscle, and sometimes they just get a little bit eager, and we want to sort of switch them back off and let them relax the muscle so that we can kind of just iron it all out nicely, basically. And so that's inhibition. So two things. One is we're kind of rolling over and applying kind of nice, constant, gentle pressure. Shouldn't be too hard. I'll go over that in a minute. And the other one is that when we do find those knots, sometimes we're going to rest on it. If you go to a sports masseur, you'll find that what they do is that they kind of push into your muscle and then stretch it quite often. So they do kind of rub it, but there's a lot of sort of finding that kind of point, often something that they want to release, and then they apply the inhibition and pressure and then kind of stretch it a little bit. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're using our body weight going down. The masseur pushes them down, but they're not here. We've got the device, and so our body weight is going to press down in the same way that they do with their thumbs. And this is a kind of hard surface, like a masseur's thumb, basically. Think of it a little bit like being gentle to yourself. It should be therapeutically, comfortably uncomfortable as a kind of guideline. It can be more gentle or not than that. Let's have a look at the basic position, and let's have a look at how you control that. How can you control the pressure and make sure you're not just battering your muscles? So the quad position is this one. Yeah. We're going to begin with a point where just above the knee. So we don't want to be so close to the knee that we're on that really tendinous area, because that will be uncomfortable. We're going to be where there's a little bit more muscle to kind of get started. Did you notice that I was elevated above the foam roller? So what that means, I've got 0% of my body weight, and in a plank I could just kind of touch it, like my body weight just kisses it. So I could then relax into it and apply anything from none to all of my body weight and anything in between. And that's kind of how you control the intensity. Notice my elbow position, so it's really easy. I don't need loads of upper body strength. If I did want to stay a little elevated and make this easier on myself. So I gently start to roll. The pressure is driving sort of up towards the heart. I'm led really evenly through the middle of the quads, big muscles. So we can look at the sides and everything as well. I'm just going to roll through. Shouldn't be blazingly painful. I've deliberately started this set of videos on foam rollers with quads. ITBs is a big one. Runners use this a lot with ITBs, the band down the side of the thigh, and that's where people really kind of tend to sometimes do themselves more damage than they're helping, because they just sit all of their body weight and really kind of crush that muscle. You don't really need to. Like, you will get things like the quads are quite vast, you know, like you can rest in here and there's so much muscle tissue. If they're very, very tight, then you could be sensitive. But generally speaking, you can kind of rest into it. Some other parts of your body, you just want to make sure you're not kind of crushing tissue that will be sensitive to that. So will I go all the way through, nice and slow? Notice it was slow, didn't apply all my body weight, and then as I went through also, there were parts that you can kind of feel, and you think, oh, that feels a bit sensitive, like a knot. And the second time when we come around, I'm going to target those, because remember I said about we want to inhibit some parts of the muscle that might be just kind of locked up, basically. So same thing again, but this time I kind of remember where those points are. So I go through nice and slowly. Believe it or not, I'm slightly accelerating the rate of it at the moment. And then say, for example, right here I find a knot. I've got to make sure I relax my muscle. So when people sit on this, they very often tense up, and then you're more likely to batter and hurt your muscles. You need to sort of relax. Now, if, because of the amount of pressure that you have, one second, let the sirens go by, if, because of the amount of pressure that you have on the foam roller, it's painful, then you're more likely to squeeze and then to hurt yourself. You don't want to squeeze. Instead, you should be taking pressure off, taking load off, so that you can relax those thigh muscles and like let them go through the process that you're trying to put them through. Don't create pain and discomfort that means that you tense so much that it gets in the way. Once I find that knot, I'm going to sort of rest into it. Feels really nice actually. Stay here. I might stay here for about 60 seconds, and I've just sort of angled my body up to sort of press into it just a little bit. So you can kind of feel as you move around a little bit. It's almost like you can kind of get right over it, get right on it, and then you kind of take a breath, exhale. It's really good for muscle release. So you've got that gentle inhibiting pressure, and after a while, sometimes you'll even see it, feel it almost sort of flood out and release. You don't stay there forever. Anyway, we keep going. Yeah, and there we are. So nice and slow, not painful. Control the amount of load. Yeah, and as you get up to the top here, you notice one thing that I do sometimes is start to kind of lean slightly more over onto one side. So I'm kind of clearing this leg a little bit. I felt a knot or more of a point on this side, so I rolled over just to sort of apply a little bit more pressure to it, not causing pain, just targeting something that I can feel, and then just gently rolling through, not getting too high, not going over thin tendon overbone. There you go. So that's quad spine rolling. It resembles massage. If you ever had massage, you'll kind of be familiar with this experience. You press and push, yeah, and you're just doing that to yourself ever so gently. Thank you very much. As I say in a lot of these videos now, please do subscribe. It's an easy way to see what we're releasing. Maybe kind of keep an eye on things that we're doing that are live as well. There's something we've started to do, it's quite exciting. I'm going to do some more in this foam roll series, and I definitely will be dealing with ITBs, because that's the one where people come to this to help themselves and often end up hurting themselves. Yeah, so any pain or discomfort, don't do it. Any questions, just fire them over. So you can reach us on our website, you can put it in the comments, and anything you want to see, then just ask and we'll shoot it. A couple more of these coming your way.